Hello there, it's Jacqueline. It's Thursday, it's cooking class time. We'll just wait a minute. One clock said it was 3 o'clock. On my phone, it's telling me it's 2:59, so probably we have some people not in yet. When you do get in, please post where you're from, because on my screen, I never know who's watching unless you actually share where you are from, and then it'll pop up on my screen. I see numbers. Hi guys, what are you hoping I'm cooking today? I think I might have shared last week what I'm going to be talking about. So welcome to the call or the cooking class today. Today I thought, gosh, people are scrambling like crazy and we are getting really close to kids going back to school. I don't know. I remember those days like it was yesterday. I think it was trauma that I had. Because I'm going to tell you, when the kids first got back to school, they were so excited to see their friends. Hi, Pam. They were so excited to see their friends, but the sun was up and they weren't going to bed and everyone was grumpy and there was no routine. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Right? Hey, Terry, nice to see you. Hi, Sylvie. So I thought today what we do is I would show you how to do a breakfast on the go. I know I am not a morning person. If you guys know me at all, you know I am not a morning person. So if there was any way that I could make my morning a little bit easier, besides a big pot of coffee, it would have been breakfast on the go. So I'm gonna get started right away because we've got a lot to go through, and I know that finances are a little tough. Hey, Joe, nice to see you. I know that finances are a little tough for a lot of people, so I'm going to show you how to save a ton of money but be healthy while you're doing it. So today's cooking class, I'm going to talk about the amazing superfood that comes from Mother Nature. We're going to talk about eggs. Eggs make a good breakfast. And today, when we're making this, and I'm going to get started right away, we're going to be using 6 eggs. I've already cracked them. You guys probably have seen my little postings on how to break eggs properly so you don't get shells in there, right? Hope you've been watching that. Hi, Shani. And what we're going to do is, normally when we make scrambled eggs, we put a lot of milk in. We're not going to do that today because we're going to be baking these eggs and making breakfast sandwiches, okay? So I have got our 1 cup prep bowl here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of milk in there. I'm going to use our little mini whisk. I just love this little thing because it's perfect size. I mean, if I had a big whisk, it probably wouldn't barely fit into this bowl. And I'm just going to make sure that my eggs are all mixed up here. And of course, I'm going to add some seasoning. And I actually was just thanking a customer who I'd never met before yesterday who placed an online order, and she ordered guacamole. And I thought, oh, she must love avocados. Avocados are a little expensive. And if you think our guacamole is only for avocados, I'm going to show you it truly is not. Okay, so I am literally going to open up this jar of great seasoning. What does it have in it? Onion, sea salt, red bell pepper, garlic, spices, herbs, a little bit of chili. I think it's perfect for eggs on the go. And for the amount that I've got in here, and depending on how spicy you like it, and this isn't spicy, but flavorful is probably the word I should say, I think I'm gonna put about 2 teaspoons. I do like flavor. So that's really up to you. So that was the guacamole seasoning. And then we need to add salt. Now, one thing about Epicure is we really promote healthy cooking, and most of our products don't have salt in it. And if they do, it's very minimal. So to add a little bit of flavor in this, you may want to put salt and pepper. I'm actually going to feature the SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. Okay. So you can sprinkle a little bit of that on, or you can use your 4-in-1 spoon again. I'm flipping it over. And I'm just going to roughly put, I don't know, 1/4 teaspoon maybe. Grab my little mini whisk again. And we want to make sure that we get the eggs mixed in there nicely. And that the spices are getting moist, because that's what's going to give us flavor. All right, so got that set to the side. Now, we need to make some veggies in here. Sometimes kids don't like veggies, but we need to get them in their system. And FYI, breakfast is a really important meal in the day. So I'm just going to use up whatever I have in my fridge, and I tend to, while the farmers markets are around, I love going to farmers markets because you don't have to buy in bulk. You can buy just what you need, or you can buy what you can when it's on sale. So using our ceramic knife, I'm just going to finely chop up my veg. And I want to make sure that it's nice sized pieces because I want this to cook fast. And if you're trying to make sure that your kids are actually eating this, you may have to chop it up till it's undetermined what it could be. Because I know some kids are really, really, really fussy. Zucchini is one of those. Okay, you may want to grab little tomatoes. I would probably make sure I put these in quarters or halves. Don't you love how sharp this knife is? It just slices through here so easy. Actually, that one's really quite long. I'm just going to chop it into 8s. All right. Now, the other thing is I'm going to want to put a little bit of onion. I love onion. If you would prefer, you could use our 3 onion dip mix. I had onion in the fridge. I'm going to use it while I've got it. Using my cutting board anyway. Chop up my onion. And I want to talk about spinach. Now, some of you, how many of you buy spinach in the containers, the plastic containers? If you do, I'm going to tell you that that is really expensive. I can buy literally bundles of spinach. And I'm going to show you a fun little cost-saving thing here. But you just wash them off and then you chop them up. You can roughly chop them. You can finely chop them. But when you're buying spinach, you might be saying, oh yeah, but I don't go through it a lot. And the farmer's market, these are so inexpensive because you're not paying for the packaging, right? So I've got my spinach cut up here. You might want to cut it up a little bit more fine because we're actually going to cook this all up. And we're going to use our saute spoon. So when you chop up your spinach and you're buying it at a really good price, this is what you can do. Once you've got it chopped coarsely like this, you can literally just drop it in the muffin maker. Now this muffin maker is on sale right now, 20% off. And you do not need to cook your spinach. Have you ever bought frozen spinach in the box and then you're wanting to make a nice spinach dip this winter? Well, you can just freeze your spinach like this. It's got moisture already in it. How many of you have realized when you cook spinach, it just shrinks down to nothing anyway? So there's lots of moisture content in there. And if you just freeze this, it will make pucks. And once the pucks are frozen, because there's moisture in here, you can then transport it into a freezer bag and you'll have spinach pucks. So yeah, it's a muffin maker, I don't know, puck maker. And you can do this for lots of things. For example, mushrooms. Have you ever noticed when you go to the grocery store, sometimes the mushrooms are going off on sale? Get the mushrooms when they're on sale, cook them up, put them in your muffin maker, freeze them, do exactly the same. You can do this with meat, and we're going to show you that in a quick second. Okay, here's another savings. If you have been watching me and are looking for a fun way to make some extra cash, I love my job, by the way. This saute pan is actually free of charge right now in our business kit. So if you would like to have a little business where you can write off some of your food products, where you can cook nice healthy meals for family and get your products wholesale or discounted or free with our host program, now's the time to do this. This sale is only on till the end of August. But I'm going to use this saute pan. You're going to see how awesome this is. And I notice my screen's not very in the right spot, but it's too far for me to reach. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to put just a little bit of oil in here. You're going to have to trust that it's going to cook here. You might see it out of the corner of your eye. I'm just going to get the heat going on here. And we're going to saute up our veggies because when we're cooking up our eggs in the oven, it's not going to be in there for very long. Okay? Speaking of which, oven is on at 375 degrees and heating up. So this is our basting brush, by the way. love it. How many of you have basting brushes that are bristle brushes and you never get them clean? Let's face it, they never get clean, right? All those oils and whatever you got caught in the bristles. This is dishwasher safe and really easy to use. So I'm just gonna spread my oil around. While I'm thinking of that, with the oil that I've got on here, I am gonna just put a little bit of oil on a baking sheet because we're gonna be making our eggs in the oven on a baking sheet. And I know this is a a silicone mat and things shouldn't stick, but because eggs have no real fat to them, they really don't, you're gonna need a little bit of oil in there. All right, so taking our flexible cutting board, love this. I'm literally gonna put this in my fry pan and saute it a little bit. Now you notice I didn't put I didn't put my spinach in there. That's gonna be the last to go in there. But I am going to take some of my mushrooms. I put a puck of that in. And using our kitchen utensil, our saute spoon, just gonna saute this a little bit and get the moisture going out of there and sweat my onion. There we go. Okay, now I wanna talk to you about deli food. And I will go back to eggs in a minute. But deli food, if you are planning on making a whole bunch of sandwiches and things for your family, do you know how bad deli meat is for you? Like, seriously. Here we go. Most deli meats have 400% more sodium in them than any other meat in the store. I'm not kidding, 400%. And by standards, we're supposed to have about 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day. The American child, because of lunches and processed foods, consumes over 3,200 milligrams. It's ridiculous. Adults are even worse. We're a little bit bigger, granted, but they do about 3,400 milligrams of sodium. No wonder we have high blood pressure and cholesterol issues. So I'm going to show you how to not have that happen, saving yourself a ton of money because those deli meats, you're paying for a lot of sugar and a lot of heart problems. Instead, you're going to use some of our products, and it's only available till the end of September, really. Today I'm making maple miso chicken. Yes. I've made it already, and I'm just thinking, I think it's still in my freezer. Give me a second, because I will need to cook this up. Fridge or freezer, where'd I put it? Give me a second. I know I always freeze them in advance. Oh, here we go. So, freezer pucks. Look at this. I've already sauteed these in a bag, and you can literally put them in our rectangular steamer. This one in particular, I love. This is our maple miso. It's only here for a short period of time. How easy is this to make? Instructions right on the jar. Marinate half a cup of mix with a quarter cup of rice vinegar. Okay, because I did this overnight. You add a little bit of maple syrup, and everything's better with maple syrup, and a little bit of oil. And you just marinate it. Now the flavor, because I chopped this up into chunks, has really incorporated all the way through this. And all you need to do now, just break it up a little bit here. And I am going to just put this in my microwave. And it's all, because I've only got a little bit, because I'm just making a few muffins, 3 muffins in particular, or muffins on the go. I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 3.5 minutes. It might take 4 minutes for you. It depends really on how much you put in here, but it will not take you long at all. So let me shove that in the micro. Okay, so that's cooking away. Now we've got our vegetables here. Turn this off. If you couldn't see it, there's my saute pan in action. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my egg mixture here, and I'm going to drop this in here. I love, just so you know, have any of you ever tried guacamole in things other than avocado? Because I'm going to tell you it's amazing. Okay, and I'm just going to mix this up. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get my baking sheet now. This was 6 eggs. It's the exact amount that will fit on here because the height on your liner is about 1/4 inch high. So we're just going to carefully pour this in here. Make sure we get all the seasonings. And we're going to bake it in the oven. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you a little bit while we're getting this going about, I want to make sure, by the way, notice I'm moving it around. Notice my mushrooms aren't in all the corners. So make sure if you have any big clumps somewhere that you even it out. Okay, 1 second, let me tuck this in the oven. Okay, here's fun food facts about eggs. I told you. Okay, first off, did you guys know that a Canadian, yes, a Canadian actually manufactured the egg carton? Brilliant man, brilliant. Brilliant man. Love that I'm Canadian. But how many of you ever noticed on your containers, and I don't know if this, I notice Audrey's in here. Hey, Audrey. I don't know if it's the same in the United States, but in Canada, we have these little stamps at the back here. And this is a wealth of knowledge because your eggs can be, I don't know, sort of old. In fact, how old is this one? Well, this package of eggs was actually packaged on August the 17th. So these aren't too bad. The expiry date is actually stamped on here as well. And then there's also a sticker and a bunch of numbers here, which is if there was a recall, they would know what manufacturing plant needs to be recalled. So if you are like me and you take things out of the container and put it in the fridge, it might be good to, take note of this. I actually have a black marker that I can write on the outside of my package that is wipeable, and I actually put this information down so if there's ever an issue, I can actually make sure that I'm not making my family sick. So there's a fun food fact. Okay, the other thing, why eggs are such superpowers is 2 eggs have the equivalent of 80% of the vitamin D that you need. And as we go into the winter months, that means that 2 eggs is going to give you the eggs from the inside out, or the vitamin D from the inside out. You don't have to spend all your money on vitamins. All right, so I'm gonna also, well, I just remembered, I've got to toast this. So the oven's on, the eggs are in there. I'm gonna toast some English muffins. Now, when you're doing breakfast on the go, I probably wouldn't use sandwich meat, because how many of you have put sandwich meat, sandwich bread, sliced bread? Probably would not put that on your sandwich when you're sending kids to lunch, because it's mush. It's mush. Use something firmer like an English muffin or do a wrap. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this in the oven for a few minutes as well. Okay, here is my meat. And what I would do, because you saw that it was in chunks, I would probably grab a couple forks and I would shred this. It's really easy, sort of like when you're doing pulled pork. Just get this shredded, and we're going to, in a few minutes here, assemble our breakfasts on the go. Now, these breakfasts on the go, you can make in advance. If you get everything organized, wrap it up in tin foil, put them in a freezer bag, and you can literally take them out either the night before, if you're planning ahead. If you're not, you can literally defrost them in the microwave and then cook them or reheat them really, for about 60 seconds, and you've got your muffins on the go. Okay, so let me get my buns. Let me get my eggs. Okay, so we've got our English muffins. Super easy to get this done. Here we go. You ready? I want to showcase one more thing. How many of you bought the $60 worth and got, you know what this is? This is the 3-in-1 burger press. It's a special that we have right on here. And you know that I always try to find ways to use things differently. It's a cookie cutter now. So because I baked the eggs in this, you can literally use this to cut. If you were not fortunate enough to grab this as a perk, because currently it's out of stock, I know, sorry, right? Early bird catches the worm. This is why you stay connected. You can literally grab one of your 1-cup prep bowls and use this as a cutting wheel as well. Now, the nice thing about this is the size of this bowl will fit perfectly on top of your muffin. Brilliant, right? We're going to put a little bit of cheese on top. And when we're talking cheese, cheese can add about, 150 milligrams of sodium. You can buy less sodium cheese. So we'll put a little bit of cheese on there. Of course, we've got our mushrooms, our veggies. We need to get our meat, which is flavored. This is the miso. Put this right on top here. Now we're gonna make sure that everything's nice and cool before we put it in foil. We're gonna grab our lid or our top or bottom, however you wanna put it. And we are going to literally wrap this up. And seriously, I'm gonna eat this right away, just so you know, but the rest you can freeze up. Or you can make these maybe on Sunday night and they will be good in the fridge for a whole week. So freeze it for up to a month, fridge for about a week. So super, super easy. So anyways, again, I want to tell you, grab these deli ideas. So today I used the maple miso. These are only available till the end of September, really. Bally Glow is one of my absolute favorites. If you like lemongrass and something a little different, this is amazing, amazing on chicken. My absolute favorite. Love, love, love it. We've got Montreal chicken. We've got barbecue chicken and rub, ribs rub. Oh, Canada, gosh, you gotta have at least a few of those kicking around. I know Joan went back to New Zealand with one. Montreal steak, very good. What else do we have here? We have Chinese 5-spice, and these things, remember, are leaving the line. Jerk chicken, so if you like spicy deli meats. How about Cuban mojo? And those are just the large jars. You could do souvlaki chicken, you can do sun-kissed tomato, which is available right now. Your options are endless with Epicure. So do not buy deli food. It is so, so, so darn bad for you. And seriously, put any meat that's on sale. And right now, pork is usually always on sale. Some sort of chicken's always on sale. Buy it on sale, prep it, get it ready, freeze it into freezer bags, put it into pucks with our little muffin maker that you're getting on sale. You guys are gonna save a ton of money. You're gonna be rock stars, and your breakfast morning is going to be so much easier. So thanks for watching today's cooking class. I hope you enjoyed it. Go grab your eggs. Roughly every American eats about 250 eggs a year. So they're in good demand, and they are Mother Nature's very special superfood. Take care, everyone. Thanks for popping in. And if I can be of any of assistance with any of the product that you've seen today, reach out and let me know. We'll see you back here again next Thursday. Bye for now.